Hey guys, what's going on? I am here tonight. I wanted to do this video for a while. I was really kind of contemplating doing it last night, but I wasn't alone in the house, so I didn't get around to filming it. Of course I should have done it last night because it was structured in my head better and I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about. But anyway, here we are. I'm doing it. This video, it's gonna be a little triggering, okay? I'm gonna be talking about like domestic violence a little and kind of just going into like a backstory. Also, we get into an STD. Hi, in case you guys didn't know, I do have an STD, which I will get to later in the story that I'm going to tell. It's not a story, it's like my life, a part of my life that I'm going to be sharing with you. And yeah, this is basically some confessions that I wanted to get out there. Hopefully someone out there could relate. If not, I mean, I think my videos are entertaining as hell anyway. So this is me and it's just raw and we're just gonna get into it. I grew up with a lot of domestic violence. There was drug use, cops were always being called, verbal abuse, just stuff like that. If you grew up with drug addict parents, then you could kind of get a feel for that whole kind of lifestyle and whatever. So because of this, I was alone a lot in my room and I just didn't grow up like your normal kid. So things happened. By the time I was 7 years old, I started doing something to myself that 7-year-olds I don't think should be doing. It stems from abandonment issues. At the time, it was the only thing that felt good to me. You can use your imagination as to what I was doing in my room alone by myself, and that feels good. But the interesting part is who I would be thinking about when I would be doing this thing. See, I always kind of liked men who looked like Iggy Pop. If you don't know who Iggy Pop is, Google him. He's like a 70-year-old punk rock guy or whatever. So yeah, you could kind of see where the daddy issues started. I was never, as a kid, you know, I'm just gonna throw this out, like I was never raped or like sexually assaulted or molested as a child. So before anybody kind of wants to throw that out there, this is just strictly from abandonment issues and where my weird brain kind of wandered. The sexual assault, if you guys saw that video, it didn't happen till much later when I was in my mid-20s, so there's that. So I'm just talking like as a child, like just my parents were just always like strung out on heroin and I had absent parents basically. Like my dad was just physically abusive, verbally abusive, just so, you know, before anyone wants to jump on the rape train or, oh, she was probably raped or blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't anything like that. It was just, I guess, just whatever, just drug use and absent parents, and I got hit and stuff like that. But that's gonna be like a whole other video if I ever decide to make that. I'm just trying to like give you guys a gist of why I started doing this thing in my room to myself when I was 7, and I would think of people like Iggy Pop. When I got a little older, like 14, 15, it was like Burt McCracken from The Used. I was always very attracted to Burt from The Used, and Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance, who is texting me, go away. And you know, just kind of like, I had a very specific type of look in a guy that I was going for. I recently stumbled across a video, a Jerry Springer old interview with a guy named Tweaky Dave. You can imagine what he looks like, but these men are attractive to me. And I can't help that, and I think to society's eye, they're not attractive, but to me, they are, and it's always kind of the route that I took with men, at least with physical appearance, and I guess other factors came into it too. It's comfortable for me. I'm very, unfortunately, desensitized to the drug world, and like that whole world, you know, I saw my mom strung out on heroin. Like, unfortunately, I'm very desensitized to that lifestyle. She used to take me to the meth clinic with her, and it's like a whole thing. I don't want to go off too much on it, like down that rabbit hole. I'll save that for another video. But so that's a gist of kind of how I grew up. Years went by, you know, and I can't really find men that I'm attracted to, so, you know, I kind of just settled for any old person. I was 19 when I lost my virginity, so, and I didn't want to wait any longer, so this guy that liked me, at first I didn't like him back, but then I did, and then we eventually did date for 4 years. Wasn't looking for a serious relationship, but that's kind of just where it went, and I was like, he's not terrible looking, let's give it a go. He had long hair and whatever at the time, and he liked Slipknot and whatever, so I dated him for 4 years. A very sheltered relationship, similar to like how my grandmother had me. I couldn't talk to anybody. Very possessive behavior this guy had on me. I couldn't, whatever, similar to my grandmother's. Hence, again, how I grew up. She was a correction officer, and she was just very overprotective, and unfortunately when I got with this guy, he had the same traits as her, which coincidentally he later became a cop, so fucking go figure, right? I'm seeing a pattern here. But anyway, so after that, I kind of was like, ooh, I only had sex with one guy ever. We broke up when I was 24, so I kind of rushed it. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just do it with any old one who shows me attention. And some of the guys I did the dirty with, I can't even lie, they're fucking disgusting. They make me want to vomit. Those one night stand type of guys, and I'm a people pleaser, like, I'm like, oh, like, whatever, but looking back, I'm like, dude, these men, they did not look like my type at all. They didn't look like Tweaky Dave. They didn't look like Bert from The Used. They didn't even look like Iggy Pop. I'm not even fully attracted to Iggy Pop anymore, because now he's like really old. But like back in the day, you know, he was like really thin and whatever, like what I'm into. But these guys, I'm telling you, I amped my fucking body count on any old, I think my count is like 17 or 18 people. I guess it could be worse, but still, like, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't, because some of these guys are real assholes anyway. I'm like, it doesn't even matter what they look like, they were just fucking assholes. So I eventually winded up getting herpes from one of them. And now I have to, like, live with that for the rest of my life, basically. And the guy wasn't even hot. He didn't even fucking look like Tweaky Dave. He didn't look like Intervention Guy. Like, he wasn't hot. But for some reason, to fit in to society standards and just whatever, I felt the need to have sex with people and just be like, whatever, who cares? Meaningless sex, and that happens. And it sucks. And even though, if you watch the little skit, Adam Ruins Everything, basically he says it like, you're actually the weird one if you don't have herpes, because it's under the umbrella of shingles and chickenpox. And what is herpes? It's a little red bump, right? We all have fucking little red bumps, whatever. It doesn't kill you. My condition is actually dormant. I never contracted it, and if I did, I never had a partner come back to me and complain about it. Like, my now ex-boyfriend, because me and my current boyfriend broke up a few weeks ago. That's a whole other thing. He's never had an outbreak, so I'm like, herpes is kind of funny that way. And even though I don't think it's a big deal, just the fact that now in the future I have to have that fucking conversation with people and they could potentially get scared away stresses me out. And I just wanted to come on here and like talk about that, which is kind of gonna lead me into my next thing on what makes me sad. So we all know intervention guy, who, again, that's a whole other thing, that whole love fantasy infatuation that I have. We still haven't met, and I still want to. And before any of you guys like say like, oh, maybe it's like not him behind the account or whatever, maybe it's a fake account. We actually did FaceTime once, but it was like an accident that he called, but he stayed on the phone for a few minutes. He was like, oh hey, since I have you on the phone, like whatever, like we could talk. So, and he never gave vibes that like it wasn't him. I just think that like it's, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's like, does he like me, or is the whole thing just like life is just playing a prank on me, and maybe I'm just still like that ugly retarded like girl that like how I felt in 8th grade and most of my teenage life and childhood. I've never had this much confidence ever. This kind of recently happened like during COVID, that I'm able to come on here and talk and share and do what I love doing, because I do love doing this. But needless to say, I haven't told this person yet. I want to. I genuinely like this person, and in the future I would like I would like something to happen, but who knows? You don't always get what you want, and nothing could ever come about it. But sometimes I get stressed out. Hold on, let me get a drink of water. I didn't start drinking yet because I didn't want this video to be sloppy, but I mean, I'm sloppy when I'm sober anyway. I didn't tell this person that I have that, and I'm really scared of rejection, and I'm scared of getting blocked again, and I'm just scared, and it stresses me out. So sometimes if I post on my Instagram that I'm sad or upset, sometimes these are all the thoughts that are like going through my head on, if he really likes me, why haven't we hung out yet? And maybe, just maybe, we didn't hang out because the universe is saying that if he finds out, he's gonna fucking run in the opposite direction, and I'm gonna feel that rejection and hurt and all of the things all over again. And I'm scared, to be honest. I'm fucking terrified. So it's kind of like as honest as I could be and get in this moment. Like right now, I'm just, all these thoughts bother me. Obviously on top of like all your boring like day-to-day thoughts, like finances and a job and like all that. I don't know at all. Like, oh man, you know, and I know it could be worse. I could have like fucking cancer or fucking missing limbs or something. I know it could always be worse, okay? I understand that. But right now I'm just talking about the things that bother me, and if people can relate to my situation. Because sometimes I feel like I'm fucking all alone in this shit. With my thoughts. Like I just feel like I'm just like alone. But I guess that is everything that I felt like confessing today. That I have herpes. I have an STD, and I fucking caught it from someone that I don't even like. If I saw them today, I'd want to fucking vomit. If I saw 80% of the men that I had sex with, so I'd want to fucking throw up. Like, ew. Ew. Just ew. They weren't my type. I don't know why. I'm just whatever. Like, I wish I could go back and not just do that. But anyway, if anyone out there could relate or has a similar story, comment down below. If you have an STD, if you have love infatuation with somebody, like a love fantasy thing, if you suffer from mental illness, or if you grew up with dysfunctional drug addict parents. Let me know. We'll talk about it, and maybe we could help each other, help ourselves in the end. Help each other, and then as an end result, it somehow helps us. We find a path and we get redirected into some fucking positivity. Damn, this is a downer. Anyway, I'm gonna upload this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. No hate comments, please. They will be deleted. I don't get many of them, but when I do, I either reply very sarcastically, like super funny / sarcastic, or I just delete it. So, yeah. If you post a hate comment, it's going to be a waste of your time, because I laugh it off or I delete it. I'm not just whatever. But if you're genuine or you have constructive criticism for me, because I could be down with constructive criticism. If your main goal is to help me and whatever, then yeah, I'm down with that. Or if you just want to leave a comment or tell me your story, I'm here to listen. I'm gonna go upload this. I hope everyone has a good night. It's 4:20. I'm gonna start drinking and chill out and upload this video. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. Go follow me on all the socials. Shelly Mary Jane Manson I go under, and I'm on TikTok and Twitter and OnlyFans and all of the things. Link is in my Instagram bio. So go follow me, and yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. So bye for now, guys.